Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Answers Uncut. It is your girl, Melissa.
And your boy, James here.
And before we start this video, you guys already know what to do. Make sure you like this video.
Subscribe
Give it 2
below.
thumbs up and make sure you subscribe.
So today we got our subscription shout out, and that goes to
Miss Shawanda.
Shawanda, what's up?
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in to our YouTube videos. Thank you so much for engaging. And you're actually the latest winner of our Trivia Tuesday.
That's
so you want some lunch on us. So we appreciate you
money.
so much.
So
this episode, we're actually going to be talking about something that's very uncomfortable.
It's real. It's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about everything that's going on nowadays in today's society with
the current civil rights movement that's going on right now. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a serious matter. We're going to just weigh in on what our thoughts are. Comment below also how you feel about it. I feel like it's now a time where we just need to express ourselves, and we would be doing a disservice if we don't come on here and talk about everything that's going on and how we feel.
Yeah. And before we even get into this topic, you guys know, obviously we're the Answers Uncut, so we're gonna keep it uncut. We did not talk about this topic before we kind of started recording, so it's very sensitive. We're gonna let it out very real, very raw. But we just kind of want to just let you guys know how we are feeling.
Yeah.
And what we feel are some ways that you could
deal with everything.
Yeah, could deal with everything and different perspectives on hopefully how to contribute to the civil rights movement.
Yeah. So we know everybody knows what's going on right now with police brutality, with racism in this country. And we feel like, at this time, it's almost kind of, sad that we're dealing with this in 2020. I feel like this is a result of, America, this country, and us not really dealing with it back when it first started in the 60s, and just allowing things to go on, year after year after year. I feel like we should be the generation that needs to end it now.
Yeah.
And not allow our children or our future to continue to deal with this. We're all one people under God, and in the country where we're supposed to be free and be able to express ourselves, that's not what we find is going on. So I mean, what do you feel about like everything going on?
I was hoping that you wouldn't ask me, and I was hoping
I had to ask you
that you were just gonna talk this whole episode.
Nah, I had to ask you because I mean, she's been real emotional about it, and I've been emotional as well. But we've at the end of the day, we find our strength in God and in Christ Jesus, because He came for every one of us, black, white, yellow, Hispanic, whatever race, you are. He's here. He died for each one of us. So we feel like, as a people, the only way, we can be defeated as a people is through divide and,
division.
through division.
And that actually goes all the way back to biblical terms.
Yeah.
What's that story you always used to tell me where I think everybody in the city were building, they were trying to get to God.
Yeah,
and they were building something. And then God struck them down or something and made them speak different languages so that they wouldn't be able to communicate and get to Him or something like that.
Yeah, it's a story in the Bible. It's the, I think it's the Tower of Babel or something like that.
Yeah.
Where,
if you know it, make sure you drop it in the comments.
Make sure you drop it in the comments. We got to go back and refresh ourselves in the Bible. But,
yes, for sure.
It was a scripture in the Bible where, human beings were, within one accord and in one mind, we're trying to build something to get to God. And, in the Bible, it just states that God had, confused them with different languages because He knew that us people, us people as one could accomplish a lot. We can accomplish a lot as one. And to be honest with you, like as a community, as a society, we have to come back to that origin of, you know, being one,
and being united.
I
just want to, I don't know, this is just the spirit, but if you are watching this right now, I just want to challenge everybody to just embrace somebody that's different from you, whether they're white, whether they're Hispanic, whether they're of Asian descent, Chinese, like, it doesn't even, black, it doesn't matter. Just embrace somebody that's different and maybe get to know them, maybe buy them lunch, maybe buy their groceries.
Yeah.
Just show them that, you know, you care.
That's true.
Because we don't want it to be like, you know, we're in a state where it's like Black Lives Matter. Everybody matters.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And watching social media and seeing how people are treated because of the color of their skin, how Black people are being treated by the police, by other people in the community, is so disheartening.
Yeah, it is. And I mean,
it makes my stomach hurt.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough situation because, I mean, at the end of the day, we are all human beings.
Yeah.
We all belong to one race, which is the human race.
Yeah.
And, you know, it stems back so far, and it's so deeply rooted in hate that a lot of times it's not even this generation that's kind of, you know, initiating this. This is from generations before. So we you know, charge everybody to kind of, instead of, you know, trying to stick to your own race, and, you know, even though we all need to come together, just like she said, go out, get to understand somebody from a different race. Get to understand white people, get to understand black people. Black
Indian,
people get to understand
Hispanic,
white people.
everybody.
Hispanic, get to understand each other. We are all brothers and sisters, y'all.
Yeah.
And the quicker we can understand that and start, you know, doing that, the quicker we can.
Racism will diminish.
Yeah, that's true.
The closer we become as people, the more we can tackle this problem together.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to be excluded out of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because whether you're black, white, Indian, like, everybody has their stories. Jewish, Christian, Hindu, everybody has their story of racism or feeling wronged upon because of the group that they associated themselves with.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be able to create a space where we include everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because even when we do get to a point where we unify African Americans and Caucasians, we're still going to have to unify Hispanics.
Yeah.
You know, Mexicans.
Yeah.
You know, Indians.
Yeah.
You know, there's racism
race,
amongst all of these different groups.
Yeah.
And, you know, sad to say, black people are being murdered. You know, but I think the solution to it is to be able to find a way to include everybody.
Yeah.
In that, in terms of diminishing racism and inequality.
So we say that to say, guys, you know, at the end of the day, just keep your faith in God, keep your faith in Christ. You know, there's some ways that we can deal with this, and, you know, protesting is good, but rioting, destroying property, you know, we don't personally agree with, but we can't also we can't tell people how to react. At the end of the day,
I don't know if I agree with you.
At the end of the day, you may not agree with you. You may not agree with me, but
you know why? Because people are frustrated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People are frustrated.
People are angry.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's so, I don't want to get emotional, but, you know, when you feel like you're trying to tell your story and nobody's listening, you get angry. And I understand people's frustration, and we're not saying that is right.
Yeah.
But I understand your frustration.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because time and time again, people are being murdered and nobody's doing anything. And it keeps occurring, and people are dying, and it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right at all. So people are protesting, they're peacefully protesting, they're rioting, and I understand the anger 110%.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I understand the anger and the frustration. Even though, you know, who are we to tell people how to react to injustice? At the end of the day, I personally, that's not what I would do.
What if it was me? What if I was Brianna?
And to be honest with you, you know, at the end of the day, getting my frustration out would consist of me trying to find ways to seek justice, but destroying people's property is not getting me justice.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like lashing out.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's not gonna bring the officers accountable. That's not gonna change any legislation. That's not gonna get them locked up. You get what I'm saying? But
what's your definition? Like, what's the difference between protesting and rioting?
I mean, protesting, you can go out and, you know,
peacefully protest
and march and, you know, unify as one. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. Black people, white people,
yes,
you know, all races just out there together marching. But when you get to destroying people's property and killing people, because
I'm not saying that I agree with that at all.
There are people that have been killed during these protests.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And
they don't deserve that.
And they don't deserve that. But at the end of the day, that's just a casualty of what's going on. But it just doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
So I'm all for, you know, protesting and making sure justice is served.
Yeah.
By all means, you know, trying to find any legal way to make sure justice is served. So I mean, definitely, we feel your frustration. We feel your hurt because we're feeling it too.
Yeah.
We feel your pain. You know, the families of the people that have been affected. Our hearts go out to you.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't imagine, like, you know, something like that happening.
So
personally.
I want to just make sure I clear the air. I don't agree with people burning down people's businesses and things like that.
Yeah, of course.
But in terms of people are out there and they're angry and they're frustrated and they're protesting and they're rioting and they're upset, I feel that.
Yeah.
You know, I resonate with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard, you know, being African American in this country, you know, and especially even dating an African American man. You know, every time you leave, it's like I pray, you know, like, please God, bring him back to me safely.
That's true.
You know, please God, bring him back to me safely. So I can't even imagine how it would be for you to be like Ahmaud Arbery, or for you to be George Floyd, or, you know what I'm saying? And then for me to be like, oh my God, like, this is reality. This is what happened and nothing is changing.
Yeah.
Like, I would be upset. I would be angry.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
so, you know, I'm just saying that I resonate with that anger, with that frustration. I think at this time it's very important for us as a people, like I said, to embrace people that look different than us, that believe different than us.
Yeah.
So that we can diminish racism. But I also want us to be careful about what we allow to consume our spirit.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, the other night when I was in bed, I was like scrolling. I'm like, you know, my stomach is hurting. Like, cause all the, you know, the videos are resurfacing of racism, of people in the park getting screamed at, the Karens, all kinds of different, you know, just crazy stuff that are just magnifying this issue, because it is a big problem. But you just be careful about what you allow to consume your spirit.
That's so true. Because even though all these injustices are going on, this can feel like a hate inside of you for a different race.
And next thing you know, you over here rolling your eyes at a Caucasian lady that, you know, trying to sell cookies or something. You know?
Or a cop that you may just look at a cop and just be like,
feel disgusted. Feel disgusted.
Not all cops. At the end of the day, we don't want this situation to change our perspective or stereotype a demographic or a group of people.
Yes.
Because not all cops, you know, are like the officer that, you know, kneeled on George Floyd's neck.
We have friends that are police officers, and they're amazing people.
They're amazing people. They are trying to do what's right.
And they're not black, and they're not white.
And
they're
they
actually
speak
Chinese.
out. Yeah, and they speak out, you know, when it comes to injustices and stuff going on. It's just like the media just doesn't really show that side as much.
Yeah.
But to all the cops that are out there that are doing bad, like, y'all are gonna get your just due. You get what I'm saying? Justice is gonna be served. You're gonna get what you deserve at the end of the day.
Whether it's on earth or whether it's after.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But we only say this to say, You know, just embrace people that are
Yeah.
different than yourself. And be careful of what you allow to consume your spirit.
Yeah.
And channel it differently.
Yeah.
You know, if you're seeing a lot of negative stuff on, you know, social media, channel it differently.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to make a change, go out and vote.
Yeah.
You know, vote.
Go vote.
Vote. Because I'm telling you, leadership.
Yeah.
It stems
starts
from
with
leadership.
Starts with leadership.
And I'm not saying vote presidency. You gotta vote
local government.
Local, yes. You have to inform yourself and you have to educate yourself. And
yeah.
I voted this week, and you know what? To be completely honest with you, I don't know half the people that was in the ballot. But you know what I did? I did my research.
Yeah.
I Googled Ballotpedia is a really good source to see, you know, whether this person is a Republican, whether this person is a Democrat, you know, what kind of track record they have politically.
What they believe in.
Yes, what they believe in. But just try to take this frustration and anger and channel it different ways. Peaceful protest, art,
You know,
like I
music,
said, music,
whatever you can do, just try
yeah.
to express yourself. Try to, you know, if it's, you know, making sure you're making phone calls to the sheriff's office or whatever it is, demanding justice, or, you know, just signing petitions. I see petitions that go around. You know, whatever avenue we need to apply pressure.
Yeah.
That way, not applying pressure in destruction, but applying pressure in things that are actually going to change laws.
Yeah.
And you know, I see like different organizations are beginning to change. NASCAR just recently, I heard, has banned the Confederate flag.
Wow.
They banned the Confederate flag
I didn't know that.
from their races, and that was like a heavenly, you know, Confederate South type event where, you know, you'll have a bunch of people that, you know, will be out there. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's changes happening slowly. You know, change is happening slowly. So
I love how you said pressure.
Yeah, we got to.
People think that is...
Yeah, like force.
But sometimes pressure could be you seeing a police officer and you're saying, hey, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
You know, and you may be a white person, it may be a black police officer.
Yeah.
Or you may be a black person, and it may be a white police officer. And they're like, oh, okay.
You're changing the narrative.
Yeah, you're changing the narrative.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, this media and the devil has control over this narrative.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of beautiful people in this world. There's a lot of beautiful things in this world.
You were waving at a cop the other day.
Yeah, and you were like, what you waving at?
I ain't even gonna lie. Like, this was like when everything happened. I was like, why you waving at
uncut. Make sure you subscribe because we're going to keep it real and uncut
Why you waving at that cop? But then I changed my mindset and I was like, you know, that you doing the right thing. You changing the narrative by doing that, because now that cop is gonna look at, there was a white cop. He's gonna look at black people and be like, well, you know, not everybody's out to get me. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't have to be so like afraid uptight when I get around black people. You get what I'm saying? So we gotta change the narrative, and you know, it's not gonna take an organization to do it. It's gonna take us organisms. Each and every one of us. It's gonna take each and every one of us to do our part to change what's going on. But yeah, that wraps up this video, man. That wraps up this video.
You guys saw me crying. Oh my god.
Yeah, it gets emotional. This is uncut.
Yes, it is. So we just want to just take a moment of silence for everybody that has lost their lives.
Yeah.
Their life. We appreciate you so much, guys.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in today.
And make sure you subscribe for our next YouTube video. We promise it won't be this emotional.
The Ansah's
Uncut.